name is Burns Blacksall. I'm joined by my co-organizers, Joe Wu and Ju Chen, and we just completed the 2014 Council on Basic Cardiovascular Sciences scientific sessions here at the Paris Hotel in Las Vegas. This marks the 10th anniversary of the meeting, which broke records. We broke 600 attendees this year. We had outstanding representation across the international spectrum. 22 countries were represented. We had speakers from across the world interdigitated throughout the whole meeting, along with early career investigators. We very much wanted to make sure that everyone felt included across the spectrum of the meeting. This meeting in general has represented a balanced representation of everything from basic science all the way up to translational and bedside research across the spectrum of cardiovascular disease. We also have a main focus in the Basic Cardiovascular Sciences Council on the early career investigator. We had over 200 attendees that were early career investigators, and we provided early career investigator travel awards and outreach awards to over 30 early career investigators, along with our outstanding early career investigator competition. So really, we're very proud of the way the meeting came off. I think that we really tried to have a balanced representation across the spectrum of both the world as well as the science. So right now, I'd just like to ask all three of us to highlight some things they thought were interesting about the meeting. Joe, what was your favorite things?
So I want to highlight on a very, very balanced symposium related to stem cells. So we have speakers, early career, as well as senior investigators talking about adult stem cells. We have speakers talking about iPS cells and how you use that for disease modeling, for drug discovery. And we also have speakers talking about tissue engineering. And it's, at least for the audience members, I think it's a very interesting experience to see how these three cell types or platforms are all interrelated and what are the challenges and the hurdles and the potential clinical applications as you start moving them from small animal to large animal to patient populations. And I thought the speakers that we invited that did a fantastic job in providing us a very, in my opinion, a very balanced approach on each one of these issues. And I was quite happy and satisfied with the symposiums related to stem cells. Yeah.
Great, thanks, Ju.
Yeah, I just want to highlight the epigenetics session. I thought it, again, just like Joe said, we have junior faculty to senior faculty. It's a balanced view, and we talked about how epigenetics regulate heart failure, and also specifically people also talking about RNA splicing, how the RNA splicing regulate heart failure. And also it's quite interesting. We have just how there's a long non-coding RNA can modulate heart failure, and potentially can really point out the potential therapeutic pathways for intervening the heart failure. So I thought it's quite interesting. So,
excellent. It was a great conference. One of the things that I found a lot of interest in were the investigators who we invited to speak on the non-myocyte cells that impact the heart. So we've spent a lot of our careers focusing on the muscle cell, but it turns out that the non-muscle cells, including stem cells, impact the heart. In particular, we focused on the cardiac fibroblasts in a session, as well as inflammatory cells, vascular cells, even the role of nerves in myocardial regeneration. And I thought all of this was very forward-thinking in our new approaches to addressing basic translational mechanisms to address the mission of the American Heart Association. Joe, did you have any other insights you wanted to share?
Yeah, I think the other thing I would like to highlight is that for this year we tried to make it multidisciplinary, and I'm particularly pleased that to see investigators in the genomics area come by, talk about what it takes to do patient-specific DNA sequencing. I'm also pleased to see we have investigators who work in vascular biology who traditionally do not come to our meeting and give fantastic presentations related to atherosclerosis, related to inflammation. And lastly, I think at the BCBS Council meeting, I'm just particularly pleased to see so many of our young investigators who are there and who receive travel awards, because after all, they are the future of cardiovascular research.
Absolutely.
Right, that's that.
Great, thanks, Joe. One of the other things that we tried to do this year with our keynote sessions is to also highlight the interdisciplinary approaches that are required to advance therapeutics for cardiovascular disease. We brought in a keynote speaker, Inder Verma, who spoke about gliomas and the approach to address that from bench to bedside, and also Hal Dietz, who talked to us about how he has taken a truly translational approach from bench to bedside for Marfan syndrome and other diseases beyond the heart failure focus of the meeting. So we thank you very much for watching. I felt that we had a really wonderful basic cardiovascular sciences sessions, and thanks to my co-organizers. We had a lot of fun organizing it, and we look forward to seeing all of you next year as we continue with our meeting to try and address the mission of the American Heart Association, which is to build healthier lives free of cardiovascular diseases and stroke. We hope to see you in New Orleans.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.